Welcome back to the R-Rated Podcast. The film industry uncensored. This week's guest is
me.
Welcome back to the R-Rated Podcast.
He's back. If you remember season 1, we did the Disney episode together. We took a Disney quiz. I think I won that one.
You did. You really did. You definitely did.
But which is so funny because I really thought that he was going to win that one.
Yeah, me too.
But
me too,
today we're going to switch it up, make it a little bit more rated R, not so PG. And we're talking about Euphoria.
Hey.
If you haven't watched Euphoria, stop this right now and go watch Euphoria. And then come back.
You have to.
Come back.
Seriously. So I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in terms of like just like the actual plot line, in terms of the premise, it's a little bit all over the place.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, there's also a lot of characters.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I was about to say that.
Yeah.
It's not that makes like Euphoria to me,
right?
You guys, right?
Yeah.
It's the characters, it's the music, it's the whole package.
That's true. That's true.
It's like it's an experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like with a lot of shows out there, Queen's Gambit is probably like one of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Beautiful show, but there's a reason why it's beautiful, right? There's a reason why it's so amazing because Anya is actually badass. That's one. Hello, hi.
She's beautiful.
She's literally everything.
So
you know what I mean? Yeah. But also like just like the actual plot line though. You know what I mean? We actually know what's happening. You know what I mean?
We actually know what's happening. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we actually follow this character and she's on a journey. You know what I mean?
And it's a lot easier to follow one person.
In Euphoria's case, I feel like that is being like compensated by like really vibrant and cool characters. You know what I mean? And they're like relatable.
Yeah.
A lot of them are relatable, right?
Yep. I don't know why. Like, I don't really personally feel that, but I've heard like, they're like, oh, they're in high school. I can't watch like a show about high schoolers or a movie about high schoolers. But I feel like that's why this show does so well because it's not like your typical like, oh, I'm a nerdy freshman and like wondering if they're gonna get asked to prom. And then it's like, I don't know, they get a pimple. It's like hardcore, like
it's real.
Let's like do cocaine on a Monday night before like, you know what I mean? So like it's like from like here to like so I feel like that is kind of what sets it like apart from like most high school shows and movies because I feel like compared to like a Disney show.
Oh
like,
yeah.
The high schoolers and that. I mean, didn't Zendaya come from Disney?
Did she really?
I feel like she's...
Hold on. Wait, what?
I think she did, dude.
I need to Google that right now. Are you being serious?
No,
is she a Disney girl? Is she? I mean, yeah, essentially like Spider-Man, right? So like...
No, I'm talking like as a teenager kid.
Oh, like Disney. Okay.
Yeah, like, you know...
As in like you're watching the Disney Channel like status or like okay,
she's
gotcha.
Doing the
Gotcha.
Mickey Mouse thing.
Actually, you're right. Yeah. Zendaya finally opens up about like whatever, like how she felt.
Shake It Up, isn't it? No, it's not Shake It Up.
Oh, I'm not sure. I have to like open it.
No. Okay, so
but apparently you're right. Yeah, crazy.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if the show's called Shake It Up, but I had this like little flashback memory just now. Oh my god. So I think I was like growing out of the age of when she got her Disney Channel show when it was like, I guess like starting to pop off.
Yeah.
I was like not watching Disney Channel shows like that anymore. I was like too old now. Too old. Yeah, I was transitioning.
Gotcha.
So it was like Shake It Up. And I'm pretty sure it's Shake It Up. I'm going to go with that. And it's with Bella Thorne too. So it was her. It was awesome. Bella Thorne and Zendaya. And not really sure what the show was about. But I know that they both were on Disney Channel. So it's interesting to see them now and how different they've like, you know, changed from. But that's part of growing up too. I think like a lot of Disney stars get hate once they like step out of Disney because they're like, oh, you're growing
Demi
up.
Lovato was also one of them.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus. They gave her so much shit with Wrecking Ball.
Elle Fanning, you know what I mean?
Literally.
There's so many of them, you guys.
Vanessa Hudgens too with High School Musical.
That's right. That's right. Oh, she's beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
She's so pretty. Oh, you guys.
I'm pretty sure every Disney star that like if you're a child Disney star and you start like acting your age, you start getting hate from like parents and like young kids. Like,
absolutely.
Why are you acting like your age?
Well, Miley Cyrus, literally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
dude.
Do we remember like the Bangers era? You know what I mean? Do we remember 23?
I went to her Bangers concert.
You did?
Yes,
you did?
Yes.
Like Wrecking Ball?
It was amazing.
Do you remember that?
Honestly, the most fun. Okay, who's your favorite character on Euphoria?
Honestly, probably Jules.
Okay. Yeah, please tell me. Like,
there's a reason for that.
Okay, yeah.
There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that.
We love reasons.
We love your reason. That's right. But no, there's a reason for that, you guys.
Okay.
not only do I feel like she has the most like compelling story, if it makes any sense, you know what I mean? Like
yes.
there's a lot of just like drama behind like
a lot of
whatever,
layers.
Like, yeah, absolutely. She's a really complex character, but like in the best way possible though.
Right.
As a gay man, I have to say, her makeup looks, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like she literally slays. You know what I mean? Literally
does.
every scene, I'm like, okay, I see you. I see you. You know what I mean? So,
what do you think? That's another like side note.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the makeup is because also I'm playing devil's advocate? So I went online, read some reviews, and people are saying kind of like the makeup's like too overdone for high schoolers. Like, do you feel like it's overdone, or do you see it more cinematically? Like, how do you see it? Okay.
I do. Logically, it doesn't compute. You know what I mean? It's
Logically,
like, it does, but no, it's like it doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? I know that's not what it looks like.
It's like rave makeup.
Absolutely.
Like for Coachella,
you guys, literally like ultra status, like Tomorrowland. You know what I mean? Literally, that's what it looks like.
If you need like influence, like what kind of makeup should I have for Coachella? Watch Euphoria.
Absolutely. But that's the cool part, right?
Right.
It's like, to me personally, and I'm not sure about you guys. I'm not sure about you personally. Right? But to me, the show does not even feel real. You know what I mean?
That's
I feel
true.
like
it feels like a dream. Like
a dream.
Yeah.
It feels like a separate universe.
Yeah.
You know, reality.
Yeah.
It feels like a slightly like, I guess, enhanced like version of our reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
especially when they're on the drugs too.
Yeah.
Like even more. You're just like, wait, like, is this real? Is this not real?
Yeah.
Like, but I really like how they like film it too. Like you're like, is this a dream? Like, or is this really happening? Like, you don't really know. Like I don't know. It's really cool. How do you feel about Zendaya's character? Do you feel like she's a main character? I would say, right?
Essentially, yeah.
I would say she is,
Jules,
even though it's not. Oh yeah, right. Because I'm trying to think. Like, is it a type of show where they're like, no, there is no main character, or is Zendaya or Jules a little bit more?
Well, actually, I guess you have a point. Because, like, in every single episode, they're essentially, like, introducing, like, the backstory of, like, a specific character, right? And they just, like, do flashbacks and stuff like that, right? So,
but Zendaya / Rue, she narrates it.
The whole thing.
So does that make her the main character?
I guess sort of, right? Not necessarily.
I don't know. Like, I feel like it might not make her the main character, but I feel like it makes her a little bit more
important. Yeah.
Well, I feel like they focus maybe a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to make that like huge call and be like she's the main character, but when I do watch, I sometimes feel like she could be portrayed as the main character. Zendaya, like we followed her through like going to rehab and like her like having her issues with her like sister and her mom or whatever. So.
Yeah, but then can you say that? I mean...
Yeah, I know.
Because Jules literally went to, like, the asylum as well. You know what I mean? When she was, like, transitioning, people were like, oh, she's crazy. You know what I mean? So she literally, you guys, it's like, it's this close. You know what I mean? So
it is.
Which one... Like, I feel like they're, like, both, like, main characters. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah. Maybe they are the two main characters. And then it's like, I could see that too.
Yeah, definitely. Before we discuss the next one, I need to know something. The season finale, right? We're talking about the first season right now, right?
Okay.
That whole,
let me go back.
That whole like music video section.
Yes.
How do you feel about that? To me, I'm not gonna lie, you guys. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love Labyrinth. Literally one of my favorite like characters. I'm going crazy. Artists out there.
Yeah.
But he's awesome. With that being said, I'm like, was that necessary?
I don't think it was necnecessary. I feel like they do a lot of things to have that more like cinematic creative look and not so much because they needed it in the show.
Yeah.
Because like I kind of felt that even with the first episode when they were at the party. First episode of season 2, sorry. When they were at the party and then like they like kind of like pan out of Zendaya and she's like, looks like she's like looking through the fire, like all like drugged out kind of a thing. And then it like, I don't know, like there was a lot of those where I'm like, is this really happening? Or is this like what she's like just tripping on? Or is this just to like look cool? Like I wasn't sure, but I just think they do things to like, they're like, oh, this would look nice. And it does look nice. And you're like, oh, I enjoyed that. But like, it's not really like that necessary.
Yeah. Once again, it's like a really like over exaggerated, over dramatized like version of our reality. You know what I mean?
The clothing, I love the clothes. It reminds me of like Bratz dolls. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Bratz doll clothing, like their style. Like I honestly see them as like Bratz dolls. I'm like, I feel like they got inspiration from
like
that.
Beauty queens, essentially.
Like the way they do the makeup,
very
like
over-exaggerated.
I think it's Maddie's character
overlined
too.
Lips.
The overlined lips, and she just like has always like cut out like pants and like
Maddie.
So she just reminds me of a Bratz doll, which awesome. I think is super cute. I love it, dude. the dress code in high school, that bitch would be written up every day.
Yeah.
I used to get in trouble for like Hollister shorts, and I have long legs and like long arms, so they'd always be like, oh, they're way too short. Like they'd make me do the like arms on the side. That's where they kind of lose me, because I'm like, that's not realistic to, I mean, okay, I'm not in high school right now, so maybe things have changed since I've graduated. But from what I remember from when I was in high school, I got in trouble for like Hollister shorts. You know, they'd always be like, put your arms by your side, and if it was like past like your wrist, you'd have to go switch them out to like PE shorts. Something else, which sucked. So it happened to me like 2-3 times. And I never thought it was like slutty, but they're like, oh, it's a distraction. So I'm just like, how are you gonna tell me that's not a distraction with like the cutouts,
something like this?
Boobs,
that's what I'm saying.
A corset, like Kat's character wears like a corset. She was like really. She reminded me of. Have you seen Easy A?
Yeah,
that's she had like an Easy A moment. I feel like, which was cool to see. But I also was like, how do we feel about being in high school and like selling pictures to probably older men online, right? Because
oh yeah,
let's be realistic.
There were like multiple scenes of that, you guys. Like if you
it's intense. Like I feel like that's like, is that like bad? Because like you're like planting a seed in like, okay, like let's think about all the high schoolers that are watching this, like freshmen.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think it's bad that they're watching this because it's almost like influencing them, just how like music can influence like the younger generation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or do you feel like, no, like it's just a TV show, it's just fun, like don't trip about it?
No, it's definitely one of the most like influential shows of like 2020.
That's what I think too. Like I honestly think, like, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer because nobody wants to be a Debbie Downer. And I love the show, but I have to also play devil's advocate, and
you have to,
and I have to see all sides, and I do see all sides.
Yeah,
and I get how like it might seem too crazy for like a freshman in high school. Not that they don't know and not aware of like these types of things that like they're out there, because I'm sure they do know, because with like your phone, Google, social media, you just know so much more at an earlier age.
Definitely.
But I feel like it's different knowing about it and then watching a show and your favorite character is doing it, because that will influence you.
Yeah.
Like think about it. When we were watching, let's say, Hannah Montana, if Hannah Montana snorted a line of cocaine before she went on stage, you don't think that would have influenced us? You don't think we would have been like, fuck, like Hannah Montana's doing it, I got it.
Let me give it a try. Yeah, I know.
Okay, wasn't that the most realist shit you've heard? Like, come on. Like, how are you gonna tell me no? Like,
yeah. No, dude, I definitely feel like Euphoria like does a lot of that. You know what I mean? It shows a lot of really
I didn't like
things.
I was watching the show and I was like, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but like it's so influential. Absolutely. And it's promoting so many bad things.
Absolutely. No, I know. Or like a lot of really like underexplored things, I guess. Yes. You know what I mean?
Which I remember we should talk about these things too,
right.
Though.
Okay, sure. So in like episode 3 or like 4 or something, you guys remember like the opening sequence? Kat, right? So she was essentially like writing like whatever, like fanfics or like whatever they're called. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And one of them was literally about Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson. Is that
yes,
like the One Direction boys? You know what I mean? How essentially they were like gay guys and they were like literally having sex before like every single concert. You know what I mean? It was also like illustrated, like properly like animated. You know what I mean? Like that's
like animated.
No, but like the budget is there. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you guys went there. You know what I mean? I feel like that's something very few people actually know about, unless you're like actually into that stuff. You know what I mean? Or like whatever. Unless you're a blogger, unless you're on Reddit.
Reddit definitely exposes you at a lot like younger age, I feel like, but like this is like on TV, like Reddit. Like I feel like you have to know about Reddit. You know what I mean? Like you have to know like what columns, what forums, to like find the weird shit. But like with hbomax, like that shit is in everyone's household now.
Yeah.
So
or the fact that they literally do not like censor anything. Like every single time there's a
talk about the nudity.
There's a penis or like whatever. You know, it doesn't really matter. They will show it to you guys. They will.
Did you see the bear?
They will.
I was like, it's over here.
They will.
Or
you know
there.
What I mean?
We have another.
They will, you guys. You know what I mean? You will see it all.
You will see a penis.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, the first like 30 seconds of the show, you see a vagina. like
that too. But that's the cool part, though. You know what I mean? It's raw like that.
It
like
is
they
raw
actually
like
go
that.
there. You know what I mean? Like
there's no.
They don't shy away from anything. So that's kind of cool.
No filter, and it's like it's one of those shows where if like you didn't know something about yourself, like you're probably gonna find out on this show.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna learn about like mental health. You're gonna learn about addiction.
Absolutely.
You're gonna learn about abuse, assault. cheating, neglect. Like, there's a lot of heavy topics.
Absolutely.
So I think that's why it's a heavy show.
Right. To your point, though. Mm-hmm. So I remember, in one of those episodes, that whole cat situation finally like starts unfolding, right? When she's just whatever, when she starts taking pictures of herself and stuff like that. And, like, so I was more, I guess like taken aback by like just like other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like I was saying. So like cat, for instance, right?
Yeah.
There was literally the scene in like whatever, like the second episode where she literally just like dressed herself as like whatever, like this cat lady. You know what I mean? And she was literally shaking. Yeah. And she was literally dancing to like Nonstop by Drake in front of this old ass like guy. You know what I mean? And here comes the funny part, because you literally just asked me something about like people having like different opinions about stuff like that, right? I literally watched that episode with two of my friends.
Oh, yes.
One of them literally said, he's also gay, so he was like, yeah, it's queen, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Like, I was like, but bro, like, why though? You know what I mean? Like, not that I'm like not body shaming or like any of those things whatsoever. No. But to me, that's a little creepy.
Yeah.
When a 60, like she's like 50 or something, or 60 or something. You know what I mean?
That's creepy.
And she's dressed as because like essentially she's trying to reclaim her sexuality because she's a little bit overweight. And I get that. I'm all about like body positivity, but there's different ways to do that.
You know?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right. And I'm like, get that coin, because like my other friend was like, no, this is like actually like a little disturbing. And I was like, yeah, bro, I'm like the same way. You know what I mean? I'm like, why do you like this? You know what I mean?
No, honestly, I get it, but I see both sides as well in that. Like, I'm like, okay, like that's definitely never been done before. Like at high school, like a high schooler doing that, and I'm sure there is some high school out there probably has done it, right? So it's like someone out there can relate to this,
right?
But it's not. Sure. I don't know if like it's good to like encourage it, because even though like people might be like, oh, well, Euphoria's not like encouraging it, they're just like filming it and showing you. But we also have to think like the people, your audience, they are getting influenced by it. As much as you want to be in denial about like, no, it's like, it's just a show. Like, people are getting influenced.
Absolutely.
To me, it's creepy though, because I mean, I also have a lot of like, maybe because to me personally, like I've had a stalker and he was way older than me and it really freaked me out. So when I saw that scene, it was like gross to me. I was like, like this old man, like staring at her like that. Like he really shouldn't be. She's underage. Like it just gave me a lot, like it made me uncomfortable, which I'm sure that's what they were trying to like. I don't know if they were actually trying to do that. I think
so I have a theory about this, right? Yeah. So there's literally a scene, which is like, it was like in the same episode, I felt like. Yeah. And it was literally her mom walking in on her, you know what I mean? And she was like, as she was like taking pictures of her feet, literally just like that.
Yeah.
And her mom was like, well, honey, like dinner's ready, you know what I mean? And she was literally not even paying attention to the fact that her daughter was literally listening to like Drake or like whatever, you know what I mean? And she was like randomly taking pictures of her feet. Like, why didn't she ask anything? You know what I mean? Yeah. So here's what I feel like they're trying to say: the following. Parents should just like do a better job. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes kids and parents can be so freaking disconnected.
So disconnected.
You know? And that's like definitely like one of those situations. You know what I mean?
It's like neglect, even though your parent is home, but if they're not checking in and they don't know anything about you, and you have a secret life of like, hiding everything, like that's not real either. You know, that's not good.
Yeah.
Which I think, again, like it's covering hard topics. It's covering situations that aren't like perfect and Disney like the way we are used to the shows that we grew up with. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's also why it does so well, is because like people can relate to the hardcore shit, because they're like, I've been in this situation, maybe not as extreme, but I've been in this situation. Right. But I feel like the people who have been in those situations are a little bit older than maybe freshmen, sophomores, like they're like in this show. I'm hoping, because like if not, like it does worry me, because like the amount of drug use and alcohol abuse in the show. Yeah. Like I don't want to be like all mom here and stuff, but alcohol is essentially the gateway drug. Everyone thinks it's weed, but it's alcohol. Like alcohol is used in like a celebratory manner. Like it's like exciting. It's like, oh, you got a promotion. Oh, we're celebrating something. Like definitely, you know, like you're drinking. So like, it's not seen as this like bad thing. Yeah. And like in high school, you're already like desperate to drink, because like you're like, I don't want to wait till 21, like, you know, so you're already like over, like you're going into like, I need to drink a lot and black out or something stupid. So like I do think they get that part right in the show where they're like, everyone's all desperate and getting all fucked up, shit faced.
Yeah.
Like passing out, throwing up because they don't know their limits and stuff. Like that shit is real and realistic. Like
absolutely.
I used to have a lot of parties. I used to go to a lot of parties in high school and shit was not cute all the time. Nope. Like people were sloppy.
Yeah.
But besides that, I don't think I saw drug use the way that the show shows how like loose it is. I don't know if it's like that now because things have changed. Like I think, you know,
I feel like things are more accessible nowadays.
Exactly.
You know?
Or I'm like, was it as accessible? But maybe because we were like, I went to a public school, so maybe it wasn't as accessible there, and maybe it is at a private school. I don't know. I'm like, I was really trying to sit and figure it out because, like, if you haven't seen season 2 already, in the first episode, Zendaya is literally doing heroin at a New Year's Eve party at like one of her high school friends, right? So it's like, what? So like, my question is like, what are high schoolers thinking about that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm like when I was in high school, all I knew was like, that shit is so bad for you and will kill you. Do not do it.
Right.
That was like all I knew about it until as I got older and I like had to when my cousin passed away and had to like really face like what drugs do and like really learn about it.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, whoa. And I educated myself and I've been doing stuff where I'm like learning a lot about it. And I'm just like, damn, like if this isn't a show that is doing so well and it's like being portrayed by a popular actress that people love. And she's also in Spider-Man, like, which is so crazy. She goes from Spider-Man and Dune. Yeah. So I'm just like, is that like, it worries me because I feel like we already have like the Gen Z is like the vibe where they're like sad boy, like sad, like I'm sad about my, like everything's like really sad. Like, so I'm like, what if they use that as like oh, I'm going to do drugs now because like I'm sad and like they're also doing it in the show. And like, you know what I mean? Like, is it opening is it like accepting drug use more? Like, is it encouraging? I don't know. Like, I don't know if it was because I like have had a bad experience with that. And I know like a lot of people have overdosed and passed away. So I'm like, fuck that. I'm staying away from that shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's because I have that point of view that I was like, oh, this is
no,
like,
I feel like
good.
You're right. No, seriously. I feel like you're right. But it's not just that. It's not just that, like, essentially, like, no shade, but like promote that. You know what I mean? But it's also a reflection of our society. You know what I mean? That's something I actually agree with. You know what I mean? I feel like that's exactly what's happening in high schools, public schools, all over the country, all over the planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, the drug,
it's accessible like that.
Yeah. Addiction.
If you want to find it, let's be honest, you will find it. You know what I mean?
That's
it's
true.
Just like you will find a way to like get it. You know what I mean?
That is true.
It's always been this way and it always will be this way. So
yeah. Like, cause that scene literally gave me chills.
I know.
Like I was frozen.
Yeah.
So,
same. Yeah.
To kind of like give you guys, if you've seen it, it's like when she meets that. What's the new character's name? I don't know.
I don't know, but I like him.
It's
cool.
It's a new character being introduced. He's a guy. He's in the laundry room doing like a line of cocaine or something, and she accidentally walks in.
And she was like, "Can I join you?" Yeah.
Right. Then Dale walks in. Rue walks in, and she's like, "Oh, like I'll tell you what drugs I'm doing if you tell me what drugs you're doing." And that kind of sparks the like conversation. Like they're just going to be doing a line of like cocaine together, which they do. But since Zendaya in the scene before had done heroin, that mixing an upper with a downer is like the worst thing to do. An upper and a downer, mixing it, she's like, her heart rate slows down and she's literally like about to like overdose in this like scene. And this new character has to essentially make the decision, do I call the ambulance? Or do I listen to her and she's telling him to crush Adderall, right?
Right. But she literally says that. She's like, oh, I feel like I'm about to die.
Like she lets him know. It's not like he's like, oh, she's like, hey, like I think my heart's slowing down. Can you check my pulse? Right. So she does say that. She does say that.
Right.
But he has to make the decision. But you can tell
he's like freaking out as well because he's like, well, what should
Which
I do?
is
you know
totally
what I mean?
normal. I feel like if he didn't freak out.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
Like
it's just like, I'm sure that does happen though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like definitely like the relatable part to like a lot of high schoolers or like party kids out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? For sure.
And also it was very accurate to like what I think it is like when you're addicted to hard drugs and stuff. And since she was doing heroin, she, in her mind, she's thinking like, don't send me to an ambulance, you know, just crush up this Adderall and get my heart rate up, which is like, that's not the right way to think. Like that, you're going to end up dead. Like, unfortunately, like you can only do that for so long. And so there's going to be bad consequences.
Definitely.
So it just like was crazy to see her putting this character in that situation because that's like scary, dude. Like in that, like, I don't know how I would feel in that moment. Like this person's like telling you like crushes Adderall to basically save my life, or you're like, do I call the ambulance and like let them deal with it, but she might be like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just
yeah. I totally get it.
As a high schooler, like I feel like that would be so much pressure.
I know, like really intense.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, totally. For sure.
Imagine.
It's mind blowing. It's crazy.
But that scene literally, I was just like literally no joke. I was like tense like this. Like I didn't move. I was just like, had my shoulders up. I was like,
flinched. Like I could not move. Literally, I could not breathe. I was like, literally, dude, like just like get her out. You know what I mean? Like she needs to live. You
like
know
if
what I
I
mean?
didn't go to film school and I knew about like writing and directing, I'd be like, she might die. She might actually die. Yeah. But I knew since she's like one of the main characters and she's like,
you're not gonna kill her.
I was like, she's not gonna die in the first
episode. No, obviously, yeah.
But I was like, damn, they almost got me there. Like, they really were just like, let's just
definitely
mess with, yeah, that one really like shook me.
One of the most like not necessarily relatable, but something I really appreciate about Euphoria.
Yeah,
it does include a lot of gay characters.
Yes,
but not in the best way though. You know, dad character.
Oh my god, yes. Okay, so tell me how you feel about the how they portray.
You guys know what I'm saying? It's just like there's a lot of like negativity associated with those characters,
like built up.
Right, and they're so confusing, extremely confusing in so many different ways.
They can't communicate,
and they confuse other
and
people
they can't,
as well, and they cannot communicate. And it's so frustrating.
None of them can. But communication.
But you guys, that's the sad part, though. You know what I mean? Let's be honest for a second. Mm-hmm. I feel like, Love Simon or like whatever, you know what I mean? That's still like a happy story or like whatever. Right. We have a lot of just like positive portrayal of like just like, you know, like coming out experiences or like whatever, you know what I mean? Look at Ugly Betty, look at Justin, you know what I mean? There's so many stories like that, you know what I mean? But in this instance though, I feel like this is pretty fucking accurate, I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
In the way of like, well, it's like, do you know who you are?
Oh shit.
Do you not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
you end up
playing
games and you end up literally just like playing for like no shade that has a place to be. Obviously it's just like playing for both teams, right? But not because you actually know that you're attracted to both sexes, but because you're literally freestyling, and that's not fair. You know what I mean? And you literally end up confusing people, and you end up confusing yourself, and
you think
in the end it's like
accurate and common into today's society.
Well, absolutely. Think about I'm totally forgetting the name of his father, of the dad character. I cannot remember. With that being said, let's be honest, he's a mess, you guys. You know what I mean? He is a mess. Like he's all over the place.
Easily.
But
we can easily say that.
But that still happens today. He literally clearly he likes guys as well. Clearly he likes men. You know what I mean? But he's in denial because he already has a family. And he lived out like his entire life just like, you know, like hiding, which is once again a reflection of our society and you know, just, like internalized homophobia and stuff like that.
Be who you really are.
And so he literally just sleeps with like younger guys and girls as well, and it's like really rough, really aggressive sex as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's trying to like fill that void essentially. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like sex is like the only like escape for him, and let's be honest, that's also like a version of like just like a kink. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like, is that
100%.
the kind of life like you want for yourself? Probably not. You know what I mean?
No.
But like it definitely happens though.
And
some people come out at the age of 90 or 80 or 70 or 60. You know what I mean? And that's so really like it's depressing on so many different levels. You know what I mean?
It's just
But it literally happens though, and I was grateful that kind of like got highlighted. You know what I mean?
No, and it needs to be highlighted because
it's not just happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, that's really why it's such a good show, because it highlights shit that you don't want to talk about, that people haven't talked about. People feel uncomfortable maybe talking about it, because like it is like there's like nobody wants to talk about like, oh, I got cheated on, but they talk about it. They're like, oh, like they talk about like cheating, and they show
definitely
in the first episode we're gonna have a scandal.
I was literally about to say that.
Cassie and Maddie.
Ooh, oh my you guys!
God. Honestly, that shit fucked me up because
I know.
A good bestie friendship, seeing it being ruined over a guy, that's so sad.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know. That scene with the door and stuff, you know what I mean? When she was like
talk
knocking.
About that scene? Honestly,
you guys, I literally
it was okay. Okay.
I literally thought I was gonna pass out. I'm not joking.
I did pass out. And,
I was like,
came back.
Yo.
Okay.
Yo.
It went from like
the car.
Oh, okay.
The drive.
Okay, let's talk about the car first.
She was taking her like panties off. And I was like, bro, like
she
what?
Was down.
And he was laughing, and he was just like speeding like 120 or something. I was like, bro, like what the heck?
So now at first, I was getting a little paranoid. I was like, wait, is this show gonna take a crazy turn and it's gonna be like Hereditary where her head gets like chopped? Like
that's literally yo, you guys. When I tell you, I was like, she's about to jump out. She's about to drop out.
No,
you know what I mean? She's about to slap. Yeah, I know. Yeah, something's about to happen.
Roll on the freeway, like literally. Yeah. I was like, what is she doing? The whole time that was my only concern. I wasn't thinking anything else. Yeah. But now when I think back on it, it was supposed to be like a sexy scene where like the speed is like turning her on, like making her wet.
Right. Right.
But I did not feel in the moment. I was like, oh my god, I thought so insane.
I also thought they were gonna crash though, because like for the longest time he would be like looking at her and just like smiling. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, right there, he's sir, like just right in front of you. Like, don't get distracted like that. You know what I mean? No, it's like so crazy. That
stressful number one.
Right.
And then we go to the party. We're like, okay, what's happening here? But it looks like it's going to be like just a normal house party. Yo. But then they go into the bathroom. They're having sex. It's an intense, like, sex scene on the door. And honestly, I was like, damn. And then, like hand on the boob. Like, it was, like, graphic. It was there. And then you, like, see her head getting banged on the door. And it's, like, this, like, hot moment. But it instantly changes to, like, Maddie banging on the door, which is her bestie. She's banging her bestie's ex-dude or whatever, essentially. Or they're like on and off. It's complicated. I don't even want to know, but it's too complicated for me to even be fully involved. But anyway, she's like knocking in there because she hears the guy that her on and off boyfriend. And she's like, oh, are you in there? And she's like knocking, and you like see her head, the girl's head getting banged with her friend, which is funny because she was getting banged before, like in a pleasure way, and now she's about to like get caught. So I know. It was like crazy. Oh my god, it was such good filmmaking. That was a great like filmmaking moment. I was like, wow, like so well done.
Well, but you know what I really appreciated about that scene? So here's the cool part. It wasn't like, oh my god, like whatever, like she's just like whatever, like she's like walking in and out. You know what I mean? No, she was like actually having a panic attack. You know what I mean? Like her mascara was running. You know what I mean? She was crying her eyes out. It's like it was bad. You know what I mean? It was really bad.
And he was so weird. He's like, why are you crying?
Right, but you could tell like she knows the consequences though. You know what I mean? She's like, oh shit, I'm about to lose my best friend. You know what I mean? Literally, what have I done? You know what I mean? You can read it on the face.
How do you feel about that though? Do you feel like it's being too drunk, or I got too drunk as an excuse for behavior like that? Or do you feel like it's people use that to get out of situations? Like, how do you honestly feel about that?
Being drunk is never an excuse. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which I know I'm like probably like really old school about this. You know what I mean? I really feel like it's not. If you're high, you should still take responsibility. You know what I mean? If you're drunk, the responsibilities are still there. You know what I mean? Like there's just like there's no like just like shying away from that.
Someone that you date, you're not with this person anymore.
Right.
But you obviously like it's recent. It's like you guys broke up like a month ago.
No, I know where you're going.
Your bestie,
no, absolutely not. No,
is blacked out.
No,
and sleeps with that person.
No, it doesn't
See?
Matter. No.
So when I saw that scene, I was like, oh, I'd be fucking pissed.
Right. Because think about the friend code. No, you're right for your friends. No, thank you.
But she didn't know, and she doesn't get caught. Yeah. So you have to watch the next episode to find out.
It's so intense. You guys have to watch it seriously.
Honestly, it was a really intense first episode, and I do like we had mentioned earlier that you get like a flashback and like a more insight on each character. Like each episode is like a new character, so it's like really easy to immerse yourself in it.
Definitely.
But they all have like fucking baggage.
Definitely.
But like honestly, who doesn't have baggage?
True.
So it's honestly just making you realize your baggage at an earlier age. Or like we probably honestly were going through like stuff like this, but we had no idea it was like these things until now. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, like I thought it was probably anger issues.
Definitely. Well, by the way, like that, the ending.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh my god, the ending.
Can we talk about that for a sec?
Let's talk about it. Take it away,
dude. It's literally when it happened, I was like, "Whoa, is this like actually
unexpected?
Happening? What is going on?"
Well, the whole party, he was staring at him like, "I'm gonna fuck you up later." It was
no, the buildup was there. Yeah,
the buildup was
that.
there.
Yeah.
But honestly, I was even though the buildup was there, I wasn't expecting it because he goes in for cheers.
And he was also flirting with a chick.
Yeah, he goes in for cheers.
You guys, she was literally, she was like sitting right next to him, and literally they were like flirting and just like whatever, like saying nice things to each other. I was like, oh my god, like this is so cute. You know what I mean? I'm like,
this could work out.
Whoa, I'm like, I ship them. You know what I mean? I'm like, something's definitely gonna happen there. You know what I mean? But
I think she might change him. Like I think it was like I feel like because she's like a really sweet girl. Like she's not like a.
She's gonna save him. Yeah,
I think she's gonna get him out of that life and show him like there's another way of living than selling drugs and like getting into like honestly crime, because unfortunately it's getting to that level. You can see it. Definitely. Like the little boy. What's the younger boy's name? The younger boy, his like brother. Not real brother, but like brother. Yeah. He's already out here shooting people, killing people with like.
Which, by the way, his backstory, like those flashbacks in the beginning of the episode, you guys, intense.
Which so we also got to take a moment for the people that don't, they're getting people that get raised by their grandparents. You know, I've never thought about it personally because I've never been raised by my grandparents like that. There was a year and a half where I lived with my grandparents, but I wouldn't count that as like they raised me. It was just like when my mom was like working because my parents had gotten divorced. So it's different. You can't compare it like to that. So it's just really, I wonder if like the people that did have the grandparents as parents situation, if they felt like that was relatable for them, or if they felt like, like, no, this is just like dramatic. Like, this grandma's crazy,
That whole sequence, dude, it was so freaking emotional. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, whoa, I was really not expecting this,
there was a lot of parts in there that like, honestly, for me, it was the Zendaya part in the laundry room, because it was like triggering for me. Like, I honestly like had PTSD moment of like, when I like had to deal with someone who was on heroin. It really scared me. Like, I was just like, whoa, like that moment, it felt so real. So like, I feel like that's why I was like, damn. But I don't know if everyone would feel that, like, I don't know if like you haven't been exposed to it or around it or had to deal with someone that, like, I don't know if it has that same effect on you. I don't know. So I am curious. I was like, maybe it's just because like I have had a personal experience with this. So I know.
Definitely.
Well, what I mean?
it's still a lot of just like very like provocative visuals. So you know what I mean? Like where like his brother, right? Like smoking when he's like 3 or like whatever. And, like him literally, like they're literally like passing weed to each other. You know what I mean?
What do you think the critics like and people would say? I feel like there's a lot of parents out there that are like, oh my god, it's so inappropriate. Like they had
It happens though. It literally happens. Hello, like poverty is a real thing. You know
obviously
what I mean?
It's like, oh, you don't want to see like a baby getting. Obviously, the baby wasn't getting real high because in filmmaking, you never actually get your actors really.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Imagine
what?
So it wasn't real weed. So it wasn't like they're crossing any boundaries there. It's just, but it is an intense thing to see. You're like, oh my god, like this kid is literally like around like constant weed smoke, constant like cocaine and money and violence. I mean, of course it's gonna make you like super tough by the age of like 10. Like, how are you not gonna be tough when you literally were around that at like 1 2 How old was he? Like 1 or 2? Like super young. The first episode, I'm just
how would you rate it? What's your grade? What would you give it? I can give you mine.
Okay.
8.5.
I was gonna say 8.
It's solid.
Yeah.
You guys, it's definitely solid. With that being said, I feel like I feel like I missed some things. You know what I mean? For instance, I was
what was missed for you?
Well, Labyrinth, honestly, his music. I was like, okay, like this is what's like just like start off with like one of his bangers or something. You know what I mean? But no, it was actually the music was beautiful. It's probably still like just like written. Like, it was probably like written by him as well. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. With that being said, I was like, oh man, like I was waiting for like a more like punchy opening. I guess you know what I mean. Like the first 5 seconds, that's what I needed. You know what I mean? And the ending as well. I was like, whoa, that's like really dramatic, but still, like I wanted a song by Labyrinth. I guess that Jules's her new haircut, I did not like that.
The short hair,
the bob cut or like whatever. I really did not appreciate it. I was like, Jules, why? We can fix that. It's okay. We can fix that in post. You know what I mean? The post department is there. You know what I mean? Like editing. Like, I
feel like we got you. A different hairstyle, so maybe she'll. But I don't know how much she could do with short hair. So I'm like, it's pretty short. So I'm wondering like how they're gonna. But they're creative. I'm sure they'll figure something out.
Yeah, it's like little things like that. Honestly, nothing too crazy. In terms of like the actual plot line though, the storyline, I'm also like, it's a little all over the place, but it's Euphoria though. You know what I mean? It's like a little bit of everything. So I get that. You know what I mean? I actually haven't watched the second episode yet, but I really want to.
You haven't? No, just kidding. I've only watched half of it.
Shame on me. I know.
I don't even know how
I should be ashamed of myself.
But I do
Why
know
am I
even
here?
Oh wait, we know how it starts. Wait, no, you haven't seen it?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. Wait, you didn't see it at all.
I haven't played it. Like literally, I have not.
Okay. Okay. all I'm gonna say
I'm not even
is,
sure what the thumbnail like looks like. You know what I mean?
I'm like, not even sure.
I'm like, no, trust me, I have not seen it.
You're like, I don't know what the title is. Oh, wait.
HBO, like, what's that? You know what I mean? I'm like, what?
Okay, no.
Streaming service? How do you spell that? I'm like,
okay, the direction they're going in, what it seems like with Cassie and Maddie. So Nate is like all beat up, like on a stretcher, like at the hospital, and it's both girls like running in the hospital, like
stop.
And he's like all fucked up, like dozed out, and like Rue's narrating, and she's basically saying that he's in love with Cassie.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Are you being dead?
I'm not even joking. The first fucking 10 seconds.
You guys. What?
That's why when you were like, "Oh, I haven't seen it yet," and I was like, "Okay," but I kind of have to talk.
No, like I have to watch it tonight. I'm literally watching it tonight. Like my plans, like my friend, like they can wait. I'm literally canceling the appointment right now. I'm being so serious.
Or you're just after your appointment, you're like, I gotta go watch Euphoria.
I gotta go.
Or at your appointment, you're like, I'm watching Euphoria.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, basically, I feel like the direction it's gonna go into is they're gonna obviously fight for Nate. Not like fight, but it's like he's gonna want her. Maddie's gonna be upset about it, and it's gonna break up their friendship. I think she's gonna find out eventually. How would she not find out? Like, come on,
she will.
The show loves drama. She's gonna find out.
No, absolutely.
She's gonna find out it was Cassie, and it's gonna be drama.
Who do you like better, Maddie or Cassie?
Like character wise, like
I mean, someone who's like more likable to you, like someone you like better. So I honestly, like, we're not talking about like fashion choices for like makeup or any of that, because hello, hi, Maddie. You know what I mean? Thank you.
Honestly, but like to me, my favorite like dress is Maddie. Like I think I just really like her. So she just reminds me of a Brat Star. I really love it.
No, she does.
I love it.
Just like you said, yeah.
But I don't like some of her like her
attitude. Yeah, absolutely.
Salty ass attitude. Like she's really negative.
Always. Yeah.
Which I like, honestly, I wasn't negative like that in high school, so I feel like I can't relate to that. Like, obviously, there were certain things I would like had my issues about, but I wasn't like, oh, these are like she was just really like salty. I feel like all the time.
I can see that. Yeah,
and that's kind of where I wish like that was a little bit different with her character, but overall, like I do like her as a character a lot, and I feel like maybe I like her because maybe she's the most relatable to me. I don't know if I want to say that, but like,
in what way, if you don't mind me asking?
Honestly, probably just like the girly girlness and like probably like dating the wrong type of guy in high school, maybe. Gotcha. But besides that, that's kind of it. No, because
spill the tea, we're getting personal. You know what I mean?
No, because I'm just kind of like. With Rue, I can't really connect with her on that level as like addiction. I don't struggle with addiction, but I know a lot about addiction. So like I understand her character, but I don't feel like I can relate to it. Definitely. But I understand her situation and why the way they're writing it and the way it's unfolding the way that she is, because it's really accurate to like how someone with addiction would be. You know what I mean? You're so in denial about it. You don't even realize that you have an addictive personality.
Chris.
Yes.
Who's your favorite character?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
I need to know.
I don't like to pick favorites. Should I do ASMR?
You have to know. Ooh, that would be so sick. Do it.
Oh, episode ASMR.
No, stop. Just change my mind. Stop.
Dude, that would be too much work.
Dude, that's like, No,
favorite...
thank you.
I would say...
you have to pick one.
No, I can't pick one.
Really have to. Wait, but what about Cassie? This is like completely like just like whatever, being like digressing.
You know what? I do like Cassie. Like, she's not my favorite character, but I do like her. I think like there's a lot of insight there. Like, she's the girl with the big boobs in school, and honestly, like, I could kind of relate to that because not anymore, because I was heavier back in high school. Heavier as in like 125. I wasn't like heavy, but I was like different body shape, and I was very like voluptuous. Like I had big boobs, and then I've always had boobs ever since I can remember. Like since like 5th grade, I feel like 6th grade. So I could kind of relate to her in the sense of like, guys kind of just like see you as tits, you know, like especially in high school when you're going through puberty and everyone's hormones is all like all over the place. It's just kind of like you don't want to just be seen as like this like pretty girl with big, or not even pretty, because it's just like you're going through puberty, so it's like just this girl with big boobs. You don't want to be that chick in high school. So like with that one, I'm like, okay, like that's pretty accurate, and I could relate to with that part. I was like, like I remember like feeling uncomfortable sometimes wearing like a spaghetti strap shirts because it always looked like it was a lot sluttier than it didn't look slutty on a girl that had like A or B size, but since I had like double D's in high school, it made it look like always like I was like popping them out.
Gotcha.
But I wasn't. It was just I was just wearing the shirt, and since I had big boobs, it'd always just be like a little bit would be out, like my. But and I feel like people would see it as like, oh, like she just wants her tits out. But I honestly like that's not what it was at all. Like it's just like when you have big boobs, they just come out, and it makes outfits look a lot more sluttier than like even with my prom dress, homecoming dress, it always looked more like And then so when I lost all this weight and like. I don't have like that anymore. And now I'm like regular size,
you are,
I guess. And it's weird. Now I'm like, I see both sides now. Like now I wear stuff and it doesn't look slutty at all. I'm like, oh, like I fit it like a normal person. Before it would be like in your face. You know what I mean? So
right.
I definitely feel like it's good that they kind of shine light on that. Even though it doesn't seem like a big like thing to even think about. Like, oh, she has big tits. In the show, but it's like it's actually a huge thing that you deal with as a girl.
That's so interesting. I literally I've never even like thought of that.
Right?
Seriously.
Yeah. No, but when you
that's
were
definitely a unique perspective. I was gonna say something completely different.
I want to hear it though because
I feel like they're essentially trying to like portray this like dumb blonde chick essentially. No shade, you know what I mean? I'm like I'm not saying that like blonde people are like stupid whatsoever. Obviously that's a stereotype. Obviously that's like so damaging. I get that.
She's obviously the hot blonde.
But she's the hot blonde of like whatever, like their high school. You know what I mean? Naive as hell. You know what I mean? She believes everyone. She gets drunk like without like whatever, like
she
thinking about like consequences
like whatever,
or, like,
guys
you know
say.
What I mean? She is relatively slutty, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, not really, but you know what I'm saying? Like taking the panties off in the car and stuff like that. It's like I wouldn't say slutty, I would say promiscuous probably. Or
promiscuous. Yeah,
you know?
In that moment, because I did feel bad for her when she was like crying about Maddie almost busting her, like catching her.
Yeah.
But then I remember, I'm like, you did instigate that.
And she was laughing and smiling and having fun, you know what I mean?
Right.
Literally.
Right. Like
as she was doing that.
Yeah. So like that's kind of why I'm a little iffy about her character because like I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, she has like not the best upbringing. Like her mom's not really like there. Her mom's kind of just like her mom's there, but like not there. Like she's not the best mom from what they've made it seem.
Right. I remember.
And I don't know. And then she's like, she broke up with her boyfriend, right? Because she felt like I don't remember.
Which I did not.
Why did they even break up?
Why did that even happen? I'm like, I'm not even sure. Seriously.
To be honest, I feel like she's one of the characters that seems like she has bigger issue, makes her issue seem a little bit bigger than they actually are.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know if that's a really big statement to me.
No, I can see that.
But compared to the other characters, in my opinion, I don't feel like her issues or her problems are as big, which
important.
People might get mad that I say that, like, oh, you can't justify issues or problems, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like some people have been through like, or have it worse than others. You can't put everyone on the same platform because they're not. Like some people grow up with literally in like a house, like a 3-story house, and their parents are together. Like, and then someone grows up with just having a mom and living in a 1-bedroom. Like they're not going to have the same experience, right? So it's like it's not really fair to just be like, oh yeah, like you know, it is. They're all the same because it's not true. But they're definitely portraying her as the hot blonde.
Yeah. I like Cassie. I'm not obsessed with her. Just like I said, Jules is kind of like my girl. But yeah, out of the two of them, I probably like Maddie better. Just like I said, she's just like fierce.
Yeah,
and, like, really
and that's all the girls,
and, like,
right?
Really
so
cool, you know what I mean. So
it's Rue,
Kat,
which we already kind of went over, and we felt kind of like
the
whole like. I'm interested to see where it goes with her character.
There's all. I mean, obviously, yeah. There's also like obviously like Rue's sister. You know what I mean? Which
yeah.
I completely like. I don't remember the name. Like
I don't either. But do you think she's gonna enter more of like not following Rue's footsteps?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. That's kind of like my prediction for the season, guys.
Right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I feel like literally like the season finale, literally like you know what I mean? Like literally episode 10 or something. She's gonna do like a line.
You know what I just realized? I think I just know. I don't know how the show's gonna go, but you know how like Rue was like, there's like no female drug dealers. Like, do you remember?
That's right. In the first, you guys.
I feel like.
Also, by the way, excuse me, that whole car scene when they were like whatever, like waiting on the drug dealer guys or like whatever. When the girl were like whatever,
the
like
first scene. Yeah. Like, oh my! They all had to get naked.
Yeah.
Dude, okay. Honestly,
it's mind blowing. Literally,
you just have to see it for yourself because
it's crazy.
Yeah,
like 5 minutes in, like they're
it's crazy. The best I can describe the show is it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Insanity. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh my god, I totally forgot. Okay, but my prediction
just came back to me.
Me too.
Yeah,
I think she's gonna sell drugs, and with the help of the the guy who already sells it with the younger brother, forgot his name, but she's gonna get into it, and then I think she's gonna go too far, almost get in trouble, get caught, but her little sister is gonna like cover for her somehow or help her out, and somehow she's gonna get wrapped up in this fucking thing. I don't know, like,
or maybe the little sister is gonna OD in the season finale. Wouldn't know that.
Oh my god, I hope not. That's so intense. Season 3 is for sure happening. You cannot end on season 2. Like, that's impossible.
No,
like, that's not gonna happen.
I just really feel like I don't want to see another music video, though. You know what I mean? It's like,
we don't want. If anybody from Euphoria is watching this, stop with the music videos.
Please stop.
And
we get it. You're having fun. You know what I mean? We get it. You're being creative. We're also artists. Be phasing out. But exactly. With that being said, I'm like, let's relax. Artists,
what about the fact that they shot this whole thing on film?
That's right. Kodak, right?
Kodak film.
That's right.
Dude,
that's right. I just read about that.
So expensive.
I know.
Shooting on film is not cheap.
You can kind of tell, though. You know what I mean? It looks really. I don't want to say grainy, but like it looks.
It does look grainy.
A little bit, but it's also crisp. It's like it's really hard to describe. You know what I mean? But it looks raw. You know what I mean? It looks unprocessed.
Anyone who's like, I don't know, I can't tell. Like, trust me, pull it up and compare it to like brand new compared to Dune, like shot in HD, like 5K or 4K, who knows what it's all crisp and like perfect. You can see like their fucking pores. And then on this one it's like grain and stuff. But I thought it was really cool that they chose to do it on film. It's like different, like I don't know, like
it's definitely unconventional, especially for like HBO. You know what I mean? Especially for like just like HBO Max. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, you guys. At this point, Euphoria is kind of like the new Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? That's kind of like their unique selling point.
Shit. That is a statement. He went there.
That's true, though. Are you okay? Are you gonna? Do you not feel that way? Do you not feel that way?
No, I do.
Miss Priscilla, hello.
Well, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen all of Game of Thrones.
Okay, but just think about it for a second, right? Like, what could possibly like whatever, like on their specific streaming service? We're talking about HBO Max right now, right? What could possibly top Euphoria?
Right now, nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you know what?
That's literally what
Gossip Girl didn't have the revamp.
Yeah,
like the audience.
I'm still waiting for the second season, but Wait,
did you finish that? Because I have. Oh my god. Okay, I have like 2 more episodes left. So
you have not?
No. You know what?
Yeah.
It's because they made us wait. Like they had like a little gap, and then I honestly just forgot that. Like they announced that they came back.
You forgot about the show,
and I forgot. And then like all this other, and then now Euphoria's out. And
yeah.
Like I don't know. Yeah. But so I do feel like Euphoria like is up there, especially because think about how many millennials and Gen Z people are watching. Like I can't imagine.
That's the crazy thing about Euphoria.
It's a big demographic.
They're literally it's like both markets. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Even like Game of Thrones like had a big market, but think about how many fucking TikTokers there are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of TikTok, have you heard of the Euphoria TikTok trend?
Yes, I actually did.
Okay, let's talk about it. Because I didn't know about it until my dear friend Paige, which you guys know from episode 50, season 1.
Shout out Paige. Shout out Jose. Hey.
So I'm sure, I don't think she minds us talking about it because she told me she has a specific point of view on Euphoria. She doesn't love it. It's not her favorite show, which you're going to get that. Not everyone's going to love it. People are going to be like, have opposite opinions, but you can't be mad about that, And like when I was like, hey, what do you not like about it? I actually kind of agree and see where she's coming from. Yeah. So like, but I still think it's a really well done show, and like I can't hate on a good show and good acting, and you know what I mean. Like I might not fully support all the themes in it, but I understand also why they're doing it. So
definitely,
basically, she was just saying that she wasn't the biggest fan of how certain things were portrayed, and like maybe she felt like it was a little bit over exaggerated and maybe exposing the young demographic of people like too soon. Which, like we've already talked about, it's out there, right? Mm-hmm. But what I didn't know that she told me about was the TikTok Euphoria challenge. Yeah. And I was like, tell me about it. Like, what is this? Because I don't really use TikTok. Like, I'm very like, I probably use it like 10%, like out of all the apps. Like Instagram is like the one I use the most. So she tells me that it's like this, you put like some cool lights on, like neon lights or something, and you like put some, I don't know if there's a specific song or if like
there is.
It is. What's the song?
Still don't know my name by Labyrinth.
Oh, okay. So
which is kind of like the main song
right.
of the series, I guess.
So it's like that song,
yeah.
and then like flashing lights, neon lights, and then makeup all like glitter, crazy glitter.
Sparkles,
you know, like what they're
yeah.
like what we had discussed, like really like rave festival makeup, bright eyeshadow, and then they're popping like, let's say they're like Adderall or like ADHD medication. What? Yeah, they pop ADHD medication. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought you were referring to the one from like 3 years ago.
No.
It was literally all that apart from like the drug part. Are you being serious?
I'm being serious.
You literally have to do hard drugs in camera. Dude, like this is so crazy.
It's not like it has to be serious now. But it's not like it's like your prescribed medication. Like let's say like
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, think about Percocet for a second. You know what I mean? I'm like,
that's my point.
What?
Social media is also a place where people like over exaggerate shit and try to create their own narrative. So it's like, what if we're just trying to like make it more than it really is?
Yeah.
And they're just like, bro, you're looking too deep into this.
I know.
Like,
yeah. I saw this TikTok from like last week. One of my friends sent it to me like literally midweek, maybe like on Wednesday, like Tuesday, from like the first episode, which dropped on Sunday like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And essentially this TikToker, he was like, literally in his like whatever like high pitched voice, he was like, "You guys, you missed like here's like whatever like the news you missed this week, blah blah Euphoria, and you guys, you're not gonna believe what happened." And they literally show like the most boring ass scene out of like just like the entire episode, and I'm like, bro, like you're really trying to like make it way more important than it is. You know what I mean? It was literally the scene with the with Jules like talking to someone and just like asking where like Rue's at. You know what I mean? She's like, where's Rue? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, why are we making like news out of this? You know what I mean?
I feel like there's a lot of like commentary videos too, where it's like, I think this and that.
Right.
And then it's like, it might spark.
But that's exactly the point. That's like all speculation. Right. Just like people giving their opinions and stuff like that. Because to me, that was not the exciting part. To me, like the exciting part was the laundry room or like whatever. You know what I mean? Definitely not like two people like randomly socializing.
I'm just talking about like, oh yeah, house class.
Like, what? Whatever. You know what I mean?
And that could be a possibility with why that happened with the TikTok thing. Maybe it's all just a rumor. Like maybe, like.
I mean, we did find something.
We found something, but not exactly the full video that I was like what I thought it was gonna be. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think that is too far. Like if a TikTok trend is like, you know, like promoting like, oh, like drugs and cool makeup, you know what I mean? Like I love the makeup part. Fuck yeah, do that all you want, but not the drugs on the TikTok. I feel like TikTok would ban that, wouldn't they?
You know, okay, so you guys, we have to talk about something. So I was actually curious about something just a few days ago, right? Because I was like, does Instagram allow like marijuana posts? As in like actually like physically smoking Mary Jane on camera?
I'm pretty sure like Snoop Dogg posts and
because no, those are lives though. Usually they do that on lives.
Really?
Because Zayn Malik, he did pretty much the same thing as well. He was literally just like whatever, like having one of his lives a couple of weeks ago, and essentially he was just like randomly smoking on camera, and people were like, "Oh!" Literally in the comment section, people were like, "Zayn, like you're lucky this is live," you know what I mean, or like whatever. Because like, had you actually posted that like to your stories or like onto your feed or like whatever,
it'd
like
be gone.
It probably would have been a problem. But then I had to like look it up, and apparently in one of the states, I think it's like actually like Maryland or like Baltimore. I'm not sure.
Okay to
no.
Oh.
You actually have to pay a $150,000 fine for that, because that's like
don't smoke
propaganda of like marijuana to like kids and stuff like that. Oh, how wild is that? And
that's actually interesting.
And up to like 25 months in prison or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
I mean, think about it. Like we're
so I would think so. TikTok should probably ban stuff like that.
Yeah, I would think so. Honestly, think about it though. Like we never saw that kind of shit on like social media. Like like now it's just because weed is legalized. Like I feel like it's like being normalized.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
especially in California, you know what I mean? We have a unique perspective on this. It's like it's so normal.
A lot of others,
especially in SoCal,
exactly.
Honestly, you know what I mean? It's
plus
like
a lot of other states don't have that point of view. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like you guys are crazy.
People from like I'm sure like just like the Bible Belt. You know what I mean? I'm like try explaining that to them. You know what I mean? I'm like that's completely different. You know what I mean? So yeah. No.
Okay, well, so you think there's going to be a season 3?
Yes.
There's going to be a season 3, and you're
I would love to see what the season finale of the second season would look like.
So we'll do a follow-up episode. So
absolutely.
I mean, it seems like it's coming out weekly, right?
Yes.
So
you know what you should do, you guys? Give us your predictions in the comment section down below.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us
where you think the season's going to go, how it's going to end.
We would love to know.
Character arcs. Yeah. whatever, literally whatever you can think of.
Pretty please. Thank you.
Is Jules gonna get a makeover, like another hair makeover?
Shut up!
So that he can be happy. But thank you so
funny.
much.
But no, for real though. Can you please get it done? Thank you.
Calls the hairstylist. No, but actually that looks up the IMDb crew list, cast list. And, like,
listen, Jules, hit me up. I can connect you to some people. You know what I mean? Just hit your boy up. You know what I mean?
It'd be really sick to work on the Euphoria set. So if you guys are hiring, let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Because I would be euphoric.
Oh, you're so cheesy. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in with us, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, Chris.
Oh my God. Thanks for coming on.
Super, super proud of you. You're awesome.
Thank you.